és ezetz da.
No és no.
No és no.
És ezetz da.
No és no.
No és no.
És ezetz da.
No és no.
They put on the field. Bill Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Barca coming in first in the La Liga table. 8 points better than their closest rivals, Atletico Madrid. Meanwhile, Athletic Bilbao mired in the bottom half of the table in 13th position. Relatively safe from the drop, but a far cry from their European glory days. Maybe new glory here today. Mutual respect in the tunnel as we are just moments away from the opening kickoff.
These wonderful privileged pictures that were always hallowed ground in the old days, but now the cameras are everywhere. And as we look at this lineup, there's some surprises. Sergio Roberto, he's as constant as a Northern Star. But look at this bench for Ziganda. Some big names there. None bigger than Aritz Saruris, a wonderful Spanish international. Hasn't played too many times for Spain, but his beloved athletic club, de Bilbao, this is his third stint and he won't be in the action. Maybe needed later on. Paco Alcázar comes in and saying hello to his old buddies. As you look on, Mikel San Jose wishing him all the best for now. But when they get out there, all that goes away, like disappearing like a rainbow on a summer's day. Dembele is in. Coutinho is in. Paulinho is going to be in. Illusionista Iniesta. Big talks about him looking towards China, perhaps, as a final season. I'll see how that one works out. But Athletic Club will be in full support as well. The travelling fans from the Basque countries showing up bravely and proudly. But Phil, their season has not been a good one. Ziganda taking over Ernie Valverde and hasn't had a good time of it. He was a good player for Athletic Club for many, many years. His goalkeeper, wonderful Kepa Arrizabalaga, identified by Real Madrid as a target, but he signed a big contract for his Athletic Club, who've developed him and brought him up to full froth. Lionel Messi, the one and only, nods his approval towards the lads after a startling, even by his standards, a startling performance against the Werewolves of London. As we hear this wonderful chant ringing around, we get ready for a good game of football, so get ready to rock and roll. There will be goals here today.
The two long-time rivals, they have crossed paths literally, ships passing in the night, and we'll get into the details a bit later as the two teams formally shake hands. There is a mutual respect. It will be a hard match, but it's not a bitter one between these two rivals from the provinces. There's the official, Santiago Jaime Latre, the Army captain on reserve, 38 years of age, right between, in fact, from Aragon. Jorge Bueno, Fernando Tresaco running the lines. Alberto Lu is the fourth official. Here's how the giants of La Liga will line up. And few surprises considering Sergi Busquets and Luis Suarez are unavailable. A little bit more pressure on Coutinho. Dembele proving he is ready in recent games. And Paco Alcázar holdout. You mentioned Sergio Roberto, the Iron Man. We're still waiting for the return of Semedo from his hamstring injury. Ernesto Valverde relying on the 26-year-old right back yet again. There for Athletic Bilbao. 8, 11, and 9 on the campaign. 3, 4, and 7 away. They have been miserable home and away, although they were still in Europe up until midweek because of that Europa League encounter. One of the reasons Cuco Ziganda is making a few changes here today. Kepa is back. He's been the regular keeper in La Liga. Geray Alvarez injured in that match, so Unai Nunez steps into the starting lineup. San Jose was suspended. He is back in alongside Beñat, and Raúl Garcia, also suspended for the midweek encounter, will be backing up Sabin Marino. You mentioned that Aritz Aduriz is going to be on the bench. Maybe a bit of a surprise, but Iñaki Williams there as well. Philippe Coutinho, he's also been forced to sit out. Barcelona's European journey already tied to Liverpool, but Barcelona able to advance regardless. There is Kepa and there is Andres Iniesta.
Well, this Athletic Club wisely coming in with a very, very defensive setup. Not altogether defensive when you've got players like Raúl Garcia, who knows where the back of the net is, but it's a decidedly cautious lineup. No Iñaki Williams, who has been, well, is a magic player, and no Aduriz. So they're coming in to defend for a while.
We are underway. The red and white defending the goal towards the right. Meanwhile, Barcelona quickly putting pressure on. The Blaugrana attacking from the left. Back to Arrizabalaga, who launches it across midfield. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Jose Hernandez, Jaime Macias on our Spanish language side. Feel free to flip around if you wish, but we are glad that you have joined us today. Round 29, 9 to go, 8 after today. An 8-point lead for Barcelona in league play. More pressure in this match for Athletic, but in some ways you can sense that Ziganda realizes this might be a fool's journey. Put out his warriors, see what happens, but maybe more attention focused on Villarreal Deportivo to come. Piqué playing it back. Ter Stegen calm in front of his own goal. Wide for Umtiti.
Just won one game in the last 5, of course. The Lions of Athletic Club. A wonderful team in the old San Mamés. And for many years, remember them absolutely wiping the floor with Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge. And they really did the number on them. But this is certainly a pale comparison to that great team. This is what Athletic Club go with under Ziganda.
Our AT&T starting lineup. Ziganda, second time that he has stepped in after Valverde made the jump to Barcelona. This time as a manager. Back in '91, it was when Valverde made the move as a player. Beautiful control.
That Dembele just looking for that space, and Sergio Roberto not able to clip it in beyond the final defender there. Dembele, another player that's been arriving at his full magical best, starting to settle into this team, and that's not easy. There's a few players here today in this reshuffled lineup. We'll see how the pieces of Valverde's men fit in. It looks like it's a very secure lineup, Phil. Certainly Piqué and Umtiti being absolutely wonderful, and I believe sadly overlooked because you got this pyrotechnic attacking machine, and of course there's the main bottle rocket that is Lionel Messi.
Ball launched forward and no problem as it goes all the way back to the 23-year-old netminder.
Goalkeepers will be happy that that sun is setting way away from their area, of course, and that left side of Barcelona's attack is going to be the one that's going to be in Jordi Alba's eyes. Nice
Slips
play.
away from San Jose, reaches back in, ruled to have committed the foul, and little argument as Messi goes down.
Mikel San Jose comes across and clips Lionel. Again, the ball velcroed to his feet. It's like a yo-yo between both of his feet. Just passes it from one to the other. Quickness of eyes, quickness of brain, quickness of feet. And Mikel San Jose opening the door. This is a wonderful goalkeeper. The ex-Real Madrid target before Athletic Club said, sign on this dotted line, and if they still want you, they're going to have to pay a king's ransom. 23-year-old, a Spanish international, already facing up to you-know-who.
Messi from about 30 yards out. Three in the wall, lifted up to the corner, tapped up and over by Kepa.
Well, the gyroscope's already perfection within 1 degree. Fabulous strike, but easy pickings, really, for Arrizabalaga. Good quick feet for the big man. Good hands.
Coutinho from the corner will swing this one in. Drives it low, just over Paco. Trying to challenge for that loose ball. Finally slapped upfield by Susayeta. Susayeta now 30 years of age. More of a reserve spot starter under Ziganda this year. Headed back by Saborit. Lifted into the middle. Piqué plucks it out of danger. Leque, supposed to be at right back today. Someone forgot to tell him. Pushing up into the attack here as they've doubled up on this left side.
Now they're going to be a stay-at-home defender, Phil, for Athletic Club. They're going to have to come out of this long grass and try to snatch the winner, and that's good play from the Lions.
Sabine Marino will leave the throw in to Saborit. So Oscar de Marcos, who was thought to be pushed up, will be at right back. Leque is getting more push as a wing on this left side.
Such a versatile player. Oscar de Marcos could really play him in any position in the field, and being a wonderful servant. 28-year-old, we've seen him grow up since his young pub days, Phil. We're getting old.
That's the one thing. Up for Saborit. Again, Leque pushing. Good ball inside, but Ter Stegen read it.
Sabine Marino maybe a little too static at that back post.
Starting to sense what Ziganda wanted to do. Going with two outside backs on this left side. Obviously the way Messi tends to lean. And De Marcos will be given a bit more free rein with Susayeta on the right.
See Blondie dropping back deep in the early going of this game between Piqué and Umtiti.
Well, there's no Busquets.
Just expanding that. Yeah, what a loss he's going to be if that little toe doesn't heal quick. And my money is irreplaceable as any player in Barcelona's vaunted lineup. And there's so many world-class players, of course, but none more so for me than the great Zorro,
who is back from Titi.
Sergi Busquets.
Well, let me ask you
the
this.
The original Zorro, of course, is Aritz Aruritz, who's on the bench, goes by that same nickname.
And wily like a fox. If it's the metatarsal, you can understand because so much of the support and the ability to cut. But as Sergio Roberto cuts to the inside and passes off for Paulinho, when it does come to a broken toe, can you come back a little earlier from that?
Oh, you know, they'll shoot him up for sure. You know, he'll want to play, and it is his little toe, but it's a hairline fracture. He'll probably be able to pay through the pain with a shot of cortisone, I would think.
Out
nicely.
Wide from Messi, driven across, and Paco Alcácer slots it home. Brilliant goal from Barcelona.
Wonderful setup, and of course, Messi starts the dominoes falling with, as always, a high IQ, intelligent pass. Fabulous again, and Paco is a slip shot It's a sagacious hit, Bill, but not power. Messi sees them on the left and on the right. He's onside, just very close, but then the pullback, and that's a beautiful stab like Zarro. Again, wonderful rapier finish, pinpoint perfect, little dish off from Messi. Jordi Alba finds him magnificently, but look at that finish, cool as a polar bear's toenails. Perfection from Paco.
Alcácer has not had much credit to his goal-scoring abilities since making the jump from Valencia. That was more difficult than he made it appear.
Absolutely, Phil. As see, so many players will step through that with too much power, but without control, power is nothing, and that's a great demonstration of it for you lads and lasses watching. The kids, wonderful. He'd already taken a look to see where his goalkeeper and defender was, and there's a beautiful little slip shot home.
Offside against Saborit. That's the one thing it'll be interesting to take a look on the review when we get the chance, because he obviously saw the goalkeeper and the three defenders between him and the goal. There was a narrow lane to that right corner, and he had to know it before he struck.
That's a good early start for him as well, showing today he's sharp as vinegar.
Paco Alcácer somewhat lost in the shuffle.
Beautiful turn by Coutinho. Doesn't get the right ball back from Jordi Alba. There's a wonderful aspect about Coutinho that I really didn't fully appreciate in his days at Liverpool. His magic on his turn. It's a
nice
good
tackle,
challenge again.
Rakitic.
Look, he's playing right in between Umtiti and Piqué, and they needed him there. Look out!
Now a chance for a second. Dembele with a burst of speed. Tackled away nicely by Saborit.
Yep. Big Enrique comes across. Spanish international in his own right. On the youth level, though.
Espanyol youth player, so he knows what it's like to play Barcelona.
Lovely floating in and out from a pivot position by Londi Rakitic, and then dropping back defensively, as we saw earlier, to great effect.
Coutinho for Paulinho, spots an opening and tests Kepa.
And Brazilians, man, they see the whites of the goal, and they are going to pull the trigger. One touch to control, couple of drips of honey on it, and then a hit as Coutinho comes galloping in for the spilt milk that doesn't come.
Another ball stolen away. Messi danced to the center, burst through, deflected away on a last gasp defense from Oscar.
Well, great memories of Lionel's greatest goal, in my opinion, in the old San Mamés, when he had three players inside a telephone box. Take a look at this. Wonderful. He's drawing the defenders to him like iron filings to a magnet, and skedaddles past him beautifully, but not able to settle it for the final crack home.
Third goal of the season for Alcácer after Alba and Messi.
And again,
Dembele gets it in from Roberto.
Nicely.
Dish off for Messi, teed up, drives it low. Arrizabalaga down quickly.
Fabulous from Dembele, whose feet continue to dance. And Messi in full support. Dembele skips a light, fantastic here. Jordi Alba's on for the left, but Messi thinks he can drive this one home again. Tremendous save by Kepa.
Dembele again, relentless pressure from Barcelona here early. Messi to the young Frenchman. Back to Messi. Tries to square, but Kepa in the way.
I don't think he tries to square it, Phil. I think he hits this one at goal, and he'll be disappointed with himself. Dembele magical, and a wonderful supply to Messi, who's as slippery as an eel covered in Vaseline. He's got, was it Piqué in full support for the square ball. He goes for goal. And Kepa covers.
Somewhere Thibaut Courtois gave a shudder when he saw that pass from Dembele. Messi rolls it back for Rakitic. This has been a woeful season for Athletic. They finished 7th last year, and there was some thought, especially with Kepa coming up and holding on to Williams, that they might do even better, but 13th. Only 3 seasons since they last won La Liga. Have they done worse? Dembele drops it back. San Jose able to clear.
Magic from Sergio Roberto. Wonderful little dagger ball into Dembele, who's fizzier than an Alka-Seltzer and a glass of Newcastle Brown Ale here in the opening 13 minutes, man. He has found his magic feet that we saw in Dortmund. And there's that turn I was talking about, beautifully elusive. Pulling back twice there from San Jose, and then Raul Garcia. They're tying barrels around him like they did with the shark jaws to slow him down. Great ball.
Chipped into Sergi.
Nicely.
Sergio Roberto across for Alba.
Magic.
Back for Coutinho. Off the underside of the crossbar.
Scintillating football from Barcelona. Sergio Roberto again leaves his defensive hole and attacks to great purpose. And Piqué comes across the cover.
Leque threads it through, but there to cut off the thread was Umtiti.
Now, Coutinho, so unlucky. Wonderful triggered home shot. Blisters the crossbar. Wonderfully precise. Perfectly powerful. A lick of paint.
Well,
Some lovely build-up football there, Phil.
Been a season that has not seen defeats, many of them. One in the Super Cup, one in the first leg of a Copa del Rey, none in La Liga. Yet everyone talks about Barcelona still not playing as well as they could. Are they starting to peak?
I think it's the memories of what they were under Pep. It's certainly not Pep football. It's in a different manner. It's been well documented, but it is indomitable football.
And seemingly getting better as it goes along.
The ball!
Messi from Piqué to Paulinho.
At the space!
Far side Coutinho cuts to his right, dishes for Alba into the middle, and he splits the difference between Paco and Messi, and Athletic survives.
Again, they're setting the rhythm like the Jamaican lads with the kettle drums. Beautiful football, syncopated, choreographed, and there's more flair in this team here today in the opening 15 minutes than a 1970s high school reunion. Magic from virtually every player out there. Look out!
Dembele sneaks it across. Coutinho for Messi. Messi back to the near side. Dembele across to the back post and desperately cleared to safety.
The audacity of Messi here. And he should be smiling. Here's the earlier chance for Coutinho. Lines it up beautifully for Jordi Alba. Perfect pullback. And Messi just cannot screw it away, and Inigo Martinez comes to the rescue. Here's the blister hit from Coutinho, and here's the other one from the other angle from it's tremendous football, breathtaking from Barcelona.
Oh, there are some verbals being spit at the moment. Jaime Latre trying to calm things down. Umtiti not happy at all.
No. Nunez wasn't doing particularly too much, and Umtiti again showing the red mist. See it too many times. If we're honest, you can understand, but I'm not so sure that there was that much of a hold against Umtiti. It's part of the game now, and he has to understand it. He's on a ledge now.
And Umtiti's still starting to bubble up. Unai Nunez, as you said,
there you
not
see
doing a lot.
Piqué telling him, that's it, quit it. And he gets stepped on for his troubles.
Still awaiting the corner. Good refereeing to this point, but we might see more. Near post, cleared away. Umtiti flung to the turf.
Certainly challenged here by Nunez. 21-year-old, he's standing up here. You'd see there's the original challenge. It's Unai Nunez just barrels into him, a body check, and it's nothing that you hate to excuse it, but this is nothing unusual in the penalty box at set pieces nowadays.
Somewhat tame, almost holding his ground. Nunez of course, filling in for the fan favorite Yeray Alvarez, the man who has battled cancer twice over the last 2 seasons, only to return, but then injured midweek.
Oh,
the 21-year-old Nunez has his work cut out.
And he still makes good of it. Dembele nicely covered up this time by Sabori.
Ruled to have tripped Sabori by the near side assistant Jorge Bueno. Now take a look here. The lean of the body.
Right when it's played, he's offside.
And again, by that hair on the top of his head, that's all it would take by the rules. So Barcelona getting a bit of a break. It doesn't take anything away from the brilliant finish, but Athletic can feel hard done by. Raul Garcia is down and grabbing his lower back, it appears.
Just as you'd expect from the Lions of Bilbao, they're making a real scrap of this. They're being totally outplayed. They haven't had much of a threat going the other way. Raul Garcia taking a hit right through the back, and you see there's contact made by Umtiti, and the challenges are going in and around, and there was a payback from Umtiti there. You're not going to back down. You like the aggression, you like the steeliness, but Piqué knows you're going to have words with him through the working week, because we have seen Samuel Umtiti be a little rash sometimes in those situations.
Cleared by Piqué. And Ray, it's something you've talked about in games past. He's still just 24.
That's right.
And he still has that hot blood at times. As good as Umtiti has been, as brilliant as he's been, he's now got to play the next 70 minutes with a card on his back.
Yeah. Learning on the job. He's going to have to clean it up, that's for sure. And there's that one that gets away. Sabori stays with the electric Dembele and actually beats him to the ball. Wonderful cover from young Enrique Sabori.
Barcelona born. Special day for him. Up for Rakitic. Talking about a 3-week layoff for Sergio Busquets, which takes them through the Sevilla match and into that first leg at home against Roma. Champions League quarterfinals set.
This tandem between Blondie Rakitic and Paulinho standing in place for Busquets has done an admirable job. That's a fabulous pass!
Drops in for Dembele, outflies Arrizabalaga.
Just gets away from him, he cannot square it to Paco Alcácer, but a wonderful ball from Sergi Roberto. Lynx eye vision, and the touch over that distance, softer than a mother's kiss at bedtime. Beautiful ball from Sergio Roberto.
Good anticipation by Kepa.
Big time.
Needed to be.
He's been the best player. Kept the scoreline down for sure.
Well, a little patience here from Athletic as they try and bleed the air out of Barcelona's bubble. 36 in a row without defeat. 2 off the all-time La Liga mark. Ball forward, touched away by Umtiti. Cleared up the line. Athletic will get it back. Briefly.
Amazing. Sergio Roberto again gets a little bit fortunate, but his aggression was brilliant. And then a bad ball from Messi for Sergio Roberto. Again, anticipating the cutout. And then his athleticism gets him to the ball, winning that block tackle. Tremendous, tremendous play from Sergi Roberto, excuse me.
There you saw the Athletic bench, Iñaki Williams and Aritz Aruris available if they need. Can they keep it close?
Well, they've settled the game down a little bit after that absolute pyrotechnic fireworks show that Barcelona put on in the opening 12-15 minutes. They looked uncontainable. Roberto again.
Talked about Barcelona's upcoming matches as the fans disagree with the call. Athletic back home to face a struggling Celta, then on the road to Villarreal before hosting Deportivo, then a big trip to the Bernabeu to face Real Madrid in mid-April. Mentioned they are 13th. A defeat here today could see them drop to 15th And Ray, only once since they won back-to-back titles in the early 80s have they finished lower than 15th, and that was a decade ago.
Sure.
These are unfamiliar grounds. Wide for Leque, more a defender, as you might be able to tell from the cross, and a right-sided one at that.
Well, it was great years, of course, a lot of them coming under Ernesto Valverde. 4 consecutive top 7 finishes or higher in the time Ernie was in control, and passing on the baton to Ziganda, who's come through the system as the reserve coach for Athletic Bilbao.
Ziganda did pretty well when he stepped in as a player when Valverde made the move to Barca. Piqué anticipates well. Ziganda scored a ton of goals for Athletic in nearly 300
Just
matches.
a little short there from that wonderful searching pass by Umtiti. First time we've seen Jordi Alba leave that position for a long time. Piqué having a great game covering, and all too familiar with it.
Too far for Messi.
Out of the Europa League Cup, of course, Athletic Bilbao falling to Ligue 1 Marseille. Fairly and squarely beaten by the French team. Home and away.
Cross for Kepa, wide for Oscar. Bites through the challenge.
He's read 2 wonderful challenges there.
20 minutes remaining in this opening half. By the way, one bit of concern for Umtiti.
Nice.
Mentioned this referee. His 15th match this season. Coutinho plays it across for Sergio Roberto, and then back for Messi.
Aye, aye.
Only 2 of his last 12 matches has there not been a red card or a penalty given away. Rakitic leaves for Dembele. Messi lifts it forward, trying to caress it. Second effort, Coutinho. Dembele into the chest. Falls for Messi. Scrambles, and it's cleared away by Inigo Martinez.
Kepa Arrizabalaga! Absolutely brilliant. The big black cat again denies Barcelona what looked like a certain goal for the umpteenth time. Brilliant by this incredible young goalkeeper, who is a massively emerging talent. Again, surgical football by Barcelona. Kaleidoscopic vision from all of the players, and where there's one good penetrative pass by Barcelona, there's usually another. But Kepa comes to the rescue again.
Well, we're only 25 minutes in, Ray, and he's had to make 5 saves and was saved by the post once.
Yeah.
Sergio Roberto flicked on by Paco.
You saw Messi there trying to not pulling the trigger quickly, because that hasn't worked against this goalkeeper. So Messi tries to keep on keeping his feet dancing, hoping for that just tiny little window of opportunity. He kept on touching it and touching it, hoping that it would appear, but it didn't. That's what they're resorting to now, Barcelona, to try to get this ball past this tremendous goalkeeper.
Looks like we could see some action on the bench already. Iñaki Williams up and loosening. Wonder, maybe Leque, maybe Susayeta, or perhaps Garcia, who went down after that challenge from Umtiti.
Barcelona target for some time, if you believe the rumours, is Iñaki Williams. Phil, a wonderful player.
Touched by Garcia, showing no signs of being hampered. Former Atletico man, though, can't catch up to that one.
That's good feet.
Paulinho gets rid of it quickly, gets it back from Paco. Couldn't control.
Messi was standing on the shoulder of Unai Nunez. If Paulinho could have stabbed that one through into that space, you know, Messi would have left his defender. Unlucky though, Paulinho.
Interesting situation for Ziganda. Well, they are mired in the middle of the bottom half. They're still 14 points clear of the drop. And they're only 8 points away from Europe. So a late comeback over these final 8 or 9 games, and they could turn things around. Saborit.
Barcelona heading towards an area of games, Phil, coming up. They're going to be, they've got a tough schedule when you look at the Copa del Rey final and the games against Roma. They've got some serious opposition to get by, this Barcelona team, so they're going to need that full squad at peak strength and rotational values. But if this is what the rotation gets you, Valverde will be sleeping comfortably. They've been absolutely tremendous in controlling this game, but still, thanks to Kepa, just one goal.
Flip all the way back to Arrizabalaga. Left foot's it across. You can see why Real Madrid were rumored. Has a bit of Iker Casillas in him.
Piqué absolutely screaming, and that actually puts off Sabine Merino.
Tucked away on the tackle.
Again, look at
can't
that
get
touch
there.
from Sergio Roberto.
Back for Paulinho, wide for Dembele. Rifles it across. Messi settles, shoots, scores!
Again! Magisterial Lionel! Showing again that he's got chromosomes swimming around in that body of his that belong in a Bengal tiger. Again, a sagacious hit from Lionel, but Sergio Roberto is the one who starts it. Oh, Barry White disco. You don't see that very much, but this is Sergio Roberto to Paulinho to Dembele to Goodnight Vienna. Wonderful again, man. If General Custer had Messi at the Little Bighorn, Sitting Bull would have turned around and went back to his wigwam. He ain't gonna beat him. And then, wow, Leo shaking them, picking them.
Wouldn't happen to be a message to a forward that also wears red and white, would it? Antoine Griezmann maybe has some competition.
Hey, didn't have his fingers and thumbs out where the great Griezmann does.
Quick restart, but they're going to bring it back.
What a hit. We see it so many times. We're so completely used to this that you almost expect him to find that angle against the 6'3" goalkeeper who has been imperious in this game. Over that distance, it's to the manner born for Messi. It's like a swan taken to water. And again, I give full credit to Sergio Roberto. Anticipation from the kid is absolutely wonderful. And then the slingshot home by Messi. Magic.
Well, putting
Next
the
play
rock
again.
in the slingshot.
Oh,
Messi
beautiful.
for Paulinho, launched across by Saborit. Only as far as Roberto.
The two Brazilians having words with the other. Coutinho was wide open to the left of Paulinho, but just couldn't. Well, didn't select him, went to the right side for Paco. Too many options for Barcelona.
Deflected into the middle, cleared by Inigo. Ray is well on that shot. Something we're starting to see. And first of all, the fact he's been able to avoid injury over the last few games, but Ousmane Dembele starting to fit in.
Take a look at here. There's Sergio Roberto, that touch. He doesn't just challenge and get it anyway. He passes it to Paulinho. And then this pass is wonderful. Then the left foot cushion comes across. It doesn't look right. Sorry, it doesn't look right. The left foot velvet cushion touch to steady that before he got out his Robin Hood bow and arrow to direct that into the net. Amazing. And he does it in a blink of a bee's eye. Nice build up again though, wasn't it? But what a finish, man.
Into the area, Piqué able to control and clear.
Messi turning on the Brazilian coffeehouse tricks again, not for show, out of necessity. Another beautiful ball from Piqué leads to this.
Out wide for Alba, just past his boot. Drives on De Marcos, finds Messi again. Paulinho scoops it forward, flying in, Coutinho clatters into the keeper and just over the crossbar.
Wonderful from Brazil! Fabulous connectivity between the two Canarinos, and Messi starts it, and then this lovely, delicate rainbow pass. The pot of goals waiting at the end. The touch just not delicate enough from Coutinho, but he's under pressure coming towards Kepa, who ain't going to back down, and he's sorry that he cannot put that one away, because again, wonderful sequence of passes that are just stardust.
Up the line, De Marcos peeling wide, Susayeta, and Umtiti does well to snuff out the chance. And a little shirt tug is called this time. Good look at Ziganda. Did you shudder a little bit in your boots there, Ray?
Messi like.
Well, Cuco Ziganda, the man that knocked Newcastle out of the UEFA Cup back in '95.
I thought you would bring that up.
I did notice
year was
that.
it?
1995, scored the only goal in the second leg, and they advanced on away goals in the UEFA at the Magpies' expense.
Yeah, it was a good centre forward, but you cannot mention Ziganda's name down the big market, I'll tell you that.
Kevin Keegan's Newcastle United, by the way.
All right, Phil, can we move on, please?
Did pretty well against Barcelona as well the year before. Scored in a 3-2 win for Athletic.
Nice
with
play
Valverde against Barca.
Beautiful from Umtiti.
Messi coming back to win it, but then loses his balance and the ball.
Doesn't just win it, he rolls. It's a nutmeg. It's a rolling nutmeg, I believe, when we look at it, and he gets pushed from the back and wanted the call. It wasn't coming. Referee had a good look at it. It was brilliant nutmeg from Messi, I believe.
Coutinho back for Messi, eludes one, almost sneaks it through, and now he's starting to lose his cool, thinking a few calls are not being called. Leque against Rakitic.
Fabulous control from Lionel in no space, and he's trying to play the ball through, and at that time I think he just got clipped. But the reaction from Messi, man, he loves playing against these red and white stripes. The story in itself about the colours for this athletic club. I was from Southampton originally, and they got the shirts.
Well, they actually started wearing Blackburn Rovers colors.
Right, the blue and white, yep.
But then they switched over, and of course Atletico well known, but Atletico, as you might be able to tell by the name, actually acquired the color scheme and the name from their neighbors to the north. So from Southampton to Madrid through Bilbao.
Don't forget Sporting Gijon. They were the first ones to wear the red and white stripes. Sunderland.
What is it about those Northerners? 38th minute, halfway done. Reaching out, Alcácer, and a hard landing.
Too many highlights to replay it. The producers must be having a hard time, because this game is flying by. It's a half-decent forwards challenge, to be fair. There's the coffeehouse tricks earlier from the Frenchie. And Lionel, look at this. There's that amazing rolling nutmegs that I talked about in live time against, well, fabulous from, was against Sabin Marino.
Looked like Messi thought that the hips came out, but
I tell you what, Messi will be getting a text from Juan Roman Riquelme, who used to do that wonderful piece of skill.
what is it about Argentines? You saw Lautaro Martinez for Racing.
Yeah, what
with
is
a
it
pretty
about
nice
them
one over
Argentines that are so brilliant, Phil?
A foul, and it looks like the yellow is out, and it's against Ousmane Dembele, who is now starting to lose his cool.
Well, plenty of fire and brimstone in the Barca lads here today, and Piqué, of all people, having a hard time controlling it. A lot of emotion, and it's a fair foul. It's a foul. He's holding the player and comes across with the clip, but I think Valverde might need to have a little bit of counselling on some of the lads in the Blaugrana. But even Messi, oh, it's a good thing to say. You can take the devil out of a player, but you can't put it in him.
And again, a warning. The referee has pulled a red card or pointed to the spot in all but 2 of his last 12 games. Barcelona doesn't want to let Athletic back in cheaply. 40th minute, Beñat from the flank. Pops up on Sabine. Poked away from Messi. But then he catches up and off to the races. Messi tripped up Leque, and he will go in the book for this one.
Messi immediately turns around and gives dagger eyes. Again, elusive as a moonbeam, Lionel. And he's playing like this. He should play with a biohazard sign on the back of his shirts. You pour disdain on him, you kick him. The way his team have been doing in this game, it's pouring gasoline on his fire.
Eight straight victories against Athletic. 6 by shutout for Barcelona. They've never won 9 in a row, which is the position they find themselves in now. .50-50 when it comes to possession, but where it counts, it's tilted heavily in Barca's favor.
They've taken advantage of this team, who comes in obviously licking their wounds after the recent loss to Marseille. They've taken advantage of it all right, but in the most pernicious way, and they've been thoroughly electric in their football.
Volkswagen halftime show with complete details and highlights.
From Piqué again. He lost his balance badly, but then recovers it, and again in the typical Barcelona way, play their football out from the back with intricacy and accuracy. Talking of which,
Messi out wide, keeping it in control. Coutinho, Messi deflects off the back of Paco, offside in the process. That one might have been going in.
In identifying Messi is Coutinho. Does a great job, and Paco in the way, but in an offside position. And a wonderful slingshot home. He wasn't in an offside position, was he?
Well, cleared away, so a relative moot point, but the assistant on the near side, Bueno, not so bueno. 3 minutes left. Coutinho. Little Messi in him, if you've noticed, and it's been on display here today.
It was right before the first goal. I was just starting to say, Phil, before I got cut off by the magic of Paco, that as a Liverpool player, I really hadn't identified one of the great defining characteristics of Coutinho is this incredible how elusive he is in no space. It's a wonderful drop of his shoulders that these defenders buy into, and he's gone. He's absolutely brilliant at it.
Dembele pulls it down from midair. Soft dribbles in. Had a shot, but passes off for Paulinho, who hits the post again.
Again, Dembele is incredible. He's got so many options to pick from. When you look at this again, look at the options he's got. 2, 3. It's Sergio Roberto. Paulinho is the one that's picked, but he's got Messi to pick from. Sergio Roberto and Coutinho, and he holds off and selects the right, pulls the right ace out of his hand again, and Kepa's big white skinny friend comes to his rescue. Wow. We said it was an attacking formation coming in, and a good one. I mean, really, Valverde has been amazingly good with this team selection. Everything they've done, they've fitted together seamlessly, and are going to give Valverde 1 or 2 problems. Thinking about, wow, who do you leave out of this? Every one of the shirts in Barcelona colours has played in their position to close to perfection.
Athletic, though, could cut it to a 1-goal game here into the middle. Punched away firmly by Ter Stegen. Reclaimed by Bilbao. Nice touch, Benyat. Suscribete in the box, chips it across. And again, in good position, Piqué. Suscribete tried to go through the legs. Clash of 14s.
Beautiful play in tight confines. No whacking it out of danger. Intricate play in tight confines by Sergio Roberto, who has been almost immaculate in this game.
And that's going to do it to end the first half. And this one boiling early on, but looks like there's going to be at least one change as Ander Iturraspe will check in, the playmaking defensive midfielder. Just turned 29. Another one where you wonder where the years have gone. Suscribete wearing the captain's armband. Still awaiting Barcelona's arrival to start this second stanza, as the team that will start the second half for Athletic loosens up. Actually, that might just be the subs coming out. Saw Inigo Cordoba as well, so no official confirmation of any changes. There is Unai Núñez, Kepa, who had a brilliant first half. By necessity, here comes
you couldn't
Barcelona.
Fault Kepa for either of the goals, could you? And has to be said, in the digital world that we are living in these freeze frame instant replays, it looked for sure that the first goal was offside, but it was rather minimal, but it was offside unquestionably. And this man doesn't need any excuses for Messi.
Well, it looks like there will be that substitution, and it is going to be Benyat who exits. So Echeverria, who in all honesty was very quiet in the first half, replaced by Ander Iturraspe. We are underway to start this second half. Jaime Latre, the referee, maybe the busiest man in the first half. That and the guy trying to keep track of the stats up in the press box. Phil Shane, Ray Hudson, and you. Jose Hernandez and Jaime Macias available on our Spanish language side. Feel free to join them, but we are glad you have joined us. One of the oldest rivalries in all of Spain. Barcelona, 118 years of existence, and Athletic actually 2 years older but it has been a somewhat one-sided affair since they last won the titles in '83 and '84. The world has changed, and Barcelona seem to be among the kings. Ball cleared away by Ter Stegen. Good step up by J29, gets it back to Rakitic, rifles it to the corner, and what a start for Leque that would have been.
Steps through this one, and Ter Stegen sees a flamethrower coming at him. It's a bad clearance, needed to be far wider for Sergio Roberto, and it's a wonderful bit of skill from Leque, and a lovely hit.
Now they still do have Aduriz and Williams available on the bench, but they elect to try and shore up the midfield. J29, well, the Italians call it a regista, a deep-lying playmaker, but he does have a bit of bite, despite his 165 pounds. Another turnover, as we remind you of the lineups. They're the home side, be it a 4-4-2, a 4-3-3. It is a potent attack for Barca. Handball the call.
Well, Paco Alcázar has certainly had interesting career at Barcelona. Hasn't absolutely wowed the way he did, and he was playing for Valencia and got into the Spanish national team, but he would love to get a second goal and put on the pressure. That's brilliant from a wonderful Coutinho.
But then a sloppy pass from Rakitic. San Jose pushing forward.
First one from Rakitic. It hasn't hit his target.
Another ex-Liverpool player, but a little further back. Ball to J29.
It's his first club, wasn't it?
Nico San Jose came up through Athletic's youth system, but then went over to England as a young player. And it is Athletic where he started his pro career. Ter Stegen. Nice.
Good start from the Lions.
Susayeta. Wide for Leque. Has Saborit.
Nicely.
Tries to drive it. Parried by Piqué. Kept in by Roberto. Flying forward is Íñigo Martínez. Still in play. Barca tends not to blast it away. Delicate pass up the line. And now Roberto off to the races. In for the trailing Coutinho. Paco in front. Coutinho leaves for Paco, who is a little bit of ball watching.
No.
Soft on the pass?
Big time. Wonderful hesitation from Coutinho. And then the ball just needed to be, as you said, a little lightly hit, under hit.
See the two bosses out at the edge of their area, former teammates. In fact, both of them scored in that February '94 match when Athletic beat Barcelona 3-2. In fact, it was Valverde scoring for Athletic in the opening minute. But since then, they have won only one of the next 23. In November of '01, Jupp Heynckes' Athletic with a victory. They've lost 20 since.
Look at this, cutting through the knives of the challengers. Coutinho, wonderful balance, as is this man.
Pulling a Coutinho of his own.
Keep your legs shut.
Messi for Paulinho, tries to force it through J29. Gets it back. Raul Garcia. Which way will it go? Corner kick, Barcelona.
There's a real air of confidence about all the Barcelona players today. Not depending on anybody, including this man. They're taking it on their own shoulders, and every one of them playing up to their scratch mark.
Messi rolls it across. Lifted forward, but well defended. Leque, more advanced role today. And it's starting to pay off in the second half. Early through ball for Saborit. Enric Saborit. But he just didn't have the time or the angle.
Good pressure from Coutinho, of all people. Tracking back as he sees his captain Coutinho out of position, and Piqué out of position, and that's wonderful making up, and that's great donkey work this time by the pedigree of Coutinho.
Again, Sabin Marino, the man up front, filling in for Aduriz. Six minutes into the second half, Athletic, maybe some of its most consistent play, and they win it again in the midfield. Lifted up that center channel. Umtiti heads it away from Marino. Sergio Roberto going around Leque, who didn't like it. Oh, Leque better be careful. He's got a yellow, but he does get the ball back here, to Sergi's disbelief. Speaking of the proclivity of red cards for the referee, Umtiti and Dembele with cautions in the first half for Barcelona, Garcia and Leque for Athletic.
A brighter start by far from Athletic Club. Really are playing with not just a better focus and gusto, there seems to be increased confidence. Good play again, look out!
Again gets around Umtiti, looking for the corner, but Marino sends it high, maybe deflected on the process.
Jordi Alba here gets picked out, and then good cover between this wonderful tandem of Umtiti and Piqué. Piqué does it in his cerebral way more often than not, and of course the Frenchman Umtiti does it in a much more athletic, beefy sort of way. That's a great combination as the Unuzanista gets ready.
Susayeta, nice from Nunez, still touched into the center, but Ter Stegen was ready. No chance for Mikel San Jose. Good look at Inigo Martinez, somewhat controversially picked up by Athletic after Laporte was bought away by Manchester City. Went out and spent, what was it, about 40 million to pry him away from Real Sociedad. All off the back of Saborit.
Good run. Good
Ready
ball.
was Paulinho, in for Messi, eluding San Jose, and then double teamed and brought down just outside the area.
Sarcasm coming out of Lionel now. That's not a yellow card. Direct run at goal, just about to unload. Again, San Jose pulling him, and then in the end they've got to kick him down. No yellow card.
Something we were talking about during the break. There is no Busquets. There will not be for the next several games. This Barcelona squad seems to be a bit more direct, a bit quicker on the draw. But then again, not as though this is the best that Athletic has had to offer in recent years. A goal and an assist. Messi looking for more. 27 yards out, Messi steps and strikes, gets the second chance, rattles off the wall, third touch away by Raul Garcia, and it's Athletic off to the races. Marino wants, tries to split but can't. Good cover by Alba.
The prime aspect of Barcelona isn't just to defend, it's also to defend and still keep possession, and that was a great example of it by Jordi Alba.
And again, good teamwork with Sergio Roberto. One takes the man, the other gets the ball. 10 minutes in, Athletic continuing to push forward.
It's a good ball.
Edge of the 18. Drop back in for Garcia, headed high in the air. Umtiti, and only Ter Stegen will grab it. There's 3 wins in their last 36 meetings against Barca. Even in their good years, This has been a difficult tie.
Lovely ball.
Down goes Alcácer. Oscar de Marcos helping him on the way.
A touch there from Paco after a lovely ball played into him over distance from Samuel. And said it again. Brighter, better start for the Lions. Seemingly needed that half-time team talk from Jose Angel Ziganda. They've responded.
He has never beaten Barcelona in his 6 prior attempts. As you point out, much better than they came out at the opening whistle. Oh, just behind the run of Leque. Now, is it a case of Athletic stepping up, or perhaps Barcelona taking it off the boil?
Certainly Athletic Club stepping up in every way. Had to be braver. It's paid dividends, but really, has Ter Stegen been worried? Not too much.
Chance now for Paulinho. Snuck that one through, but Kepa standing strong.
He'll be disappointed this one, Phil. It's a lovely ball from Lionel. Again, into stride, red carpet pass. The square ball was on for Paco Alcácer, but not able to find him, and it's a bit of a rolled hit to Kepa, no problem.
See Jordi Alba, who helped set up Paco Alcácer on that opening goal, the one that seemed to be a fraction off. Doesn't take anything away from Alba's performance this year. More assists than any other defender in La Liga, up to 8. 84,000 in attendance here today. And again, with Dani Alves departing a couple of years ago, most of the attacks that went towards that right side, Alves and Messi, now starting to come down the left with Alba. Oscar flicked into the center by San Jose, tracking it down. Sabin Marino, another player out of the Athletic U system. Sabin,
as if Ziganda said, listen, we're 2-0 down here, we're going to have to start pushing up and on to these players, and let's play to our maximum potential. And they've done that. They really have had Barcelona pinned back, leaving themselves open for the counter. But that's the gamble they've got to take.
And again, they do have Aduriz and Williams available on the bench. If they can find one, shot sails high from Saborit. And it looks like Iniesta ready to rip off the warm-up.
He has been playing wonderfully well, despite all of the speculations of his departure and the last of the summer wine for Iniesta. It's been typical vintage stuff from Andres.
Strong step up by Unai Núñez, but one back by Barca. Núñez showing a bit of skill for a center back. Sergio Roberto checked the rear view mirror. Piqué steps in. Paulinho in danger.
Need to play first time ball off there, Paulinho, for Rakitic. It's just taking the pace off of his first pass and gets pickpocketed.
Víctor Aspe has made a difference off the bench in the second half. Wide for Susaeta. Sails over Garcia. Saborit wondering where Leque was. Sabin Marino pulls them off, and it's far side. Dembele with the tackle. 30 minutes remain. A stumble by Nunez, but gets it back to Arrizabalaga.
Wow, that little flick on there by Raul Garcia, nearly catching Barcelona. Piqué saying it was an offside that wasn't identified. That'd be interesting to take a look for you people with your fancy schmancies.
Titi pinned in the corner by Alba, but gets the job done. Back out to midfield, Nunez. Alex Vidal heading down to the sideline to loosen up. Well, it looks like Iñaki Williams might be ready to come in for the visitors.
Time to introduce them. They're looking dangerous as this game goes on in the second half.
Garcia.
Good ball.
Good ball across, just intercepted by Roberto.
Again, needed to. Unai Nunez that was poaching in behind Sergio Roberto, but again, Roberto does the job. Some concern now amongst this crowd, seeing Barcelona definitely go into the shadows in this game as Athletic Club have come out of the long grass and started a hunt, and this is danger coming in, and they like this substitution. The Bilbao-born Iñaki Williams Artur is a sparkler. That's why Barcelona are seriously considering this young man to come into Camp Nou.
Actually been a bit of an off year production-wise for him. Just 5 goals in league.
Yeah, and it's not just his production. I've seen a lot of the Athletic Club games, Phil, and he has certainly not been his best season, and that's symptomatic of their whole season.
Still just 23, though.
I don't care. He's got to play better.
See what he does here. Again, it will be a straight swap at the moment as Susayeta had gone out wide right.
Such a talented player, Phil. I've seen him really, as I say, sparkle. They need him here. And danger coming on Titi's way, but Barcelona, I think they've got the right answer for this move as well.
Valverde signaling someone's going over to that left side because Iniesta is coming in. It'll probably be Paulinho, maybe Alcácer, that will slide into the gap left by Dembele. And again, he's maybe the one that's pulled because he is one that is carrying the caution.
Did very well in the first half, unquestionably. Still learning his way through as he passes the colours on. Good performance again. There's the beloved son makes his appearance.
33 years of age, Andres Iniesta. Reports saying, and again, Andres not the one to come out publicly, but that he has told Barcelona, let me know in April what you want to do next year.
Yeah, the announcement is reportedly going to be coming from Iniesta to make it clear what his intentions are. I hope it's one more last go around, personally, as everybody in Spain would. Maybe say their respect and their admiration to see the pale-faced assassin one more time next season. We'll see if it works out, but the money supposedly on offer for him from China, Phil, is absolutely jaw-dropping, so who could deny him?
They did sign the young promising midfielder Artur from Grêmio, who will be joining next January.
Yeah.
Of course, Grêmio holding on to hope that they might get another crack at a World Championship, so waiting until that Club World Cup is done before they send him on his way. Leque pulls it away from Sergio Roberto. Marin on the inside, leaves it for Sabin. Marino at the edge of the area trying to get through. Paulinho can't.
Good play from Athletic Club. Paulinho coming to the rescue in the end, and certainly Sabin Marino taking him down. And that transition game from a lot of these Barcelona sparkle players has been impressive in this game. Here's a good look at the high press that we're more accustomed to seeing Athletic Club employ. They didn't in the first half, and even when they did, Barcelona was so pixel perfect with their passing they could play through it. Second half's been a different kettle of sharks coming at Barcelona.
Won by Umtiti.
Clever play. Wonderful.
Iniesta wide for Coutinho, who's been dangerous here today. Iniesta spins through three and pulls out the other side.
Well, again, just trademark football from the illusionista. The ghost in the machine. Nothing less.
Kepa not tested anywhere near as much as he was in the opening half. 13 shots for Barca, 7 on target. Here in the second stanza, just 3 and 1 respectively. And Athletic, who were shut out when it came to testing Ter Stegen in the opening stanza, have already taken 5 shots here in the opening 20 minutes of the second. But they need something to go in. Chance for San Jose, sneaking it forward for Williams, and actually it was intercepted. Jordi Alba again. Messi from Paulinho. Looks like Alcácer has gone over into that Dembele role on the right flank. No Luis Suarez today, so Paco's early goal getting Barcelona off to a good start. Up the middle, Messi needed a better ball.
Coutinho has done something very similar in that way of his little dagger run there, dictating the pass that Umtiti didn't identify, but then a wonderful searching ball for Leo, as you said, Phil, just a little overhit.
You see, again, the versatility from Valverde. This is not the tiki-taka under Pep Guardiola, but with Alcácer going all the way to one sideline, Coutinho all the way to the other, opening up a lot of space in the middle. Good step up here by Athletic. Taborit finds Williams. Flying in is Alba, and it actually is deflected through off Garcia straight back to Ter Stegen.
Not be surprised at all if this Athletic club gets a goal here, where they have been pressing on. They certainly need that extra bit of quality at the telling end. Certainly Barcelona have had that quality in massive supply in the first half, not so much in the second.
Intercepted by Inigo Martinez. But gifted right back by Nunez, who cleans up his own mess.
Paco just hit the snooze button for a split second. It looked as if it had completely disappeared, but it came back to him. Unlucky.
Titi with the angle and the edge. Ter Stegen calm again. Well, in a match that's seen a bit more from the visitors here in the second half.
Good bit more.
The biggest question at the end of 90 minutes might be who's teaching Messi how to dance. But we still have another 20 minutes left to see if there are more headlines to be written.
Good ball. Oh, just a little short. Perfect position from Umtiti. He's got 2 players right behind him, and you know, with that man, those balls aren't going to be under hit. He will dictate the higher ball. And this is exactly what it looks as if Zaganda's playing, telling him Danger man coming in, a 37-year-old. Only played 13 games for Spain. The great Aduriz.
Well, it's 2-0 with 20 minutes to go. Ball deflected to the top of the 18. Athletic with numbers still in the box. Driven in. Williams on the turn. Back to his right. Piqué parries and maybe saves a goal. Lifted back in. Again Piqué to the rescue. Stayed down. Martinez make that. Launched in. Cleared by Alba. Top of the box. Paulinho. Decked as he passes. And the foul will come back.
There's a tremendous ball out of the back for Athletic Club. Really opened up Barcelona. Surgical pass all the way through the lines to find Inaki Williams. Again, admirable football from the Lions.
Here's our man of the match candidates, brought to you by Ford. Kepa keeping Athletic in it. And then Coutinho, Paulinho, or Messi. Cast your vote on Twitter at BN Sports USA. Select your Ford man of the match. Nunez has also done rather well, but not that time with Coutinho on his back. 18 minutes remain. Into the 6, flying across. Aduriz some defense first. Good touch from Iniesta, quick feed as well. Tracking it down Oscar and back to Arrizabalaga. Titi soaring over Aduriz. Brought down by Garcia. Good ball wide. Roberto thought about stepping up, but the cross goes too far. 44 goals in his days with Athletic Bilbao, Ernesto Valverde. Ziganda had 76 wearing the red and white. But, well, Telmo Sada rules the roost. Aduriz in the top 4 and climbing. Alcácer exits. Fresh legs on that right flank, Aleix Vidal.
Leaves with a lovely goal to his name. Beautifully finished off. Got his angles down beautifully. The pace of his pass into the goal was exceptional.
From San Jose. Deflects, taken away from Umtiti by Piqué as he heads to the corner. But it's on his off foot, so smartly plays it. So
Was
it's
he
touched
ever a
away.
bullfighter? Do you think? He loves that one. He loves that one. Recognising he's painting himself into a corner and there's going to be a challenge. Super, super clever from Gerard.
Iniesta. Oh.
Again, where's your statistics around that one, Phil? You must have a statistic for that. Come on. No? Nothing? No.
Too tight
Good.
for a razor's
because
edge.
there's no statistics for Iniesta.
Settling at Aduriz in a battle with Piqué. Knew that Ter Stegen could handle it, but clears only as far as Williams. Cleared away by Umtiti, but only to San Jose. Pressure continuing to mount. Headed up and over by Aduriz. Out for the corner. 330 goals, 333 by Telmo Sada. Number 1. Aduriz now 163 and could move up to number 3, passing Enigo Arrieta if he gets 7 more this season. He's 37, but showing little signs of slowing down. Given all the way through. Ter Stegen waits. Rakitic touches.
Oh, nicely.
Off the back of the head of Coutinho. Vidal
Good
slides
play.
it in.
Oh,
Just misses Messi.
good play by Alex Vidal. Wonderful synchronized slide tackle. Pokes it to Lionel in that area.
Still one substitute left with 14 minutes remaining.
Was Sergio Roberto in the man of the match lineup? No?
Neither was Alba, if I recall. Neither was Piqué.
Roberto should be in there.
So who are you going to take out?
Messi.
Hasn't done anything, just a goal and an assist.
Well, you know, we've been there and done that.
Still one sub, and you wonder whether Messi's Denny Terrio. Some people speculating Yerry Mina teaching him how to shuffle his feet. Maybe he gets stepped.
That's a great shout, Phil. I think you're right there. I think you're onto something there. The great Colombian saying, Lionel, come on, enough with this Napoleon Dynamite celebrations that you did. There's nothing there. But so he turns on the style points, Colombian style.
I love that, by the way.
Oh,
Ball forward, but offside. Parried away, Ter Stegen regardless. You saw the look on San Jose's face as Iniesta's cutting back in slow motion as his spirit just crushed with a little heel flick. Take another look here. And down at the bottom, Jordi Alba seeming to keep him on.
I think you're right.
Although the shot goes awry. Remember, that's the same assistant who ruled Alba was onside when he probably wasn't for the opening goal. Garcia trying to thread it through.
Rakitic again. Umtiti says his apologies for a slack ball. They've certainly loosened their Jimi Hendrix guitar strings from the first half. Not quite.
Haven't quite lit the guitar on fire yet, though. Messi has a match. Dummied through into the middle, and Nunez plucks it out of the fire. Mourinho grabbing his back, seemed to take a knee. Nice from Alba. Coutinho in for Iniesta. Somehow keeps his balance and the ball. Sweeps it as Coutinho off to the races, but Nunez again. In the midfield, I think it was Rakitic who got the touch as it rattles to Samuel Umtiti. 30 minutes to stretch the legs for Iniesta.
And no central point of attack. Sergio Roberto taking over the centre forward role.
With Paulinho as his line mate. Nearly 100,000 can fit into this stadium. 84 plus have done so. And watched one of the best performances from Barcelona this season.
In the first half.
And now maybe looking to bring the curtain down in style. And TT across. There's Piqué. Goals in 6 straight appearances for Barca for Messi.
Like as if they just hit the electric switch to turn on their death by 1,000 passes routine. It's probably the best sequence of interplay there from Barca in the second half, responding to the crowd doing the wave upstairs.
Vidal draws Saborit, curls it in, deflected off the Bilbao defender. Corner kick for Barca.
What a leader he has been lately, playing through all sorts of pain, still feeling it as well. Played
back for Iniesta, wide for Messi. 25 goals on the season. Catching up to Mohamed Salah in the race for the Golden Boot. And he might get another chance here. Off Oscar. In and out of the 18. Deflected, but straight to Kepa. He needs a break. Somersault defending from Sergio Roberto, but Athletic was ready forward for Iñaki. Stayed onside, tries to touch it back off Roberto, and it's going to be a corner. Fans thought it should have been a goal.
Protests with a smile on his face. This wonderful player comes across, does the right thing. It looked like he got a touch.
Looked like it came off of his own knee, but they need the break and they unwrap a goal. Fifth corner for the visitors. Looking for Aduriz. Clears Nunez. Garcia tracks it down. Saborit double teamed. You'll get the throw in. Nunez a bit fortunate, not once but twice. Gets it back on the turn. The big center back going wide. Unai in, but too soft, and Rakitic pounces. Now with the center back.
Super impressive game. Oh, not played again, not called.
Aduriz battling on this near side, but Titi eludes off to Rakitic, and now out for a Barca throw. There, as we take a look, it was offside, or onside, make that, but the shot went awry regardless.
This crowd making their own entertainment, really, after the, as I called it, the pyrotechnics football show that they put on in the first half. Hard to replicate, but look out.
He has an opening. Messi tries to drag it through Inigo Martinez, but can't.
Good defending. It's not just Martinez. It's double defending behind him on either side as well of Lionel, and even he cannot get out of that corral.
2-0 the score. While Alcácer's goal probably shouldn't have counted, Messi's absolutely did. And Athletic in danger of being shut out for the 7th time in their last 9 meetings. Williams plays it wide, touched back by Alba. Rakitic able to clear. Nice from Saborit. Nunez to San Jose. Up for Aduriz. For the big man who's actually playing wide. A look away pass, and he actually fooled Oscar. And the final substitute for Barcelona will be the Portuguese midfielder André Gomes for Coutinho.
Very good in the first half, just like all of the teammates. And now André Gomes enters, and maybe André will start to light this second half up, because Barcelona certainly hit the snooze button. He gets a great reception there, who's been under well-documented criticism, and I believe rightly so in terms of performance, but then the humanity part of it's come out, and the Barcelona faithful have responded. That was a good first touch by Gomes.
Again, when he stepped in the field in their Champions League home match against Chelsea, a nice round of applause. The fans trying to show their warm welcome. Into the area for Aduriz, makes the turn, chips it up, but Ter Stegen was ready. If he cheated, he would have been beaten. Rakitic only had one touch and makes it wise. Titi patient, looking for the opening, trying to find Gomes, who is whistled for the foul running through Nunez. And the Spanish youth international doing well, stepping in for the injured Alvarez in his first season in the top flight.
Scoreline playing out the same result as happened in New San Mamés in October. So far, I think there may be a goal in this athletic club in the second half.
Iturraspe, Ter Stegen couldn't grab it, gets the punch, but the whistle offside the call as Garcia and Ter Stegen collide. With Neuer's injury, likely Germany's #1, and he's playing well.
He is playing his best in between the sticks for Barcelona this season, Phil. After a good first season, but he's certainly enhanced his team and a lot more settled now as Zaganda looks on with sad eyes. And he got a hell of a response out of his team in this second half.
Maybe a sign of things to come. Messi eludes the attempt to foul. Stutter steps his way in the box, and the shot just curls wide.
Here's his apologies to Alba for bursting his lungs in support. Thinks he can get his angles down, but just pulls it wide. Still a tremendous run. 4 players to take him on, and he takes it past all of them, but can't get his angle quite right.
Williams using his speed, fastest player in La Liga, but Umtiti slows him down and clears it away. Immediately after this match on beIN Sports, we'll check in to the Grand Prix of Qatar. Well, on beIN Sports in Espanol, it's Villarreal and Atletico. And don't forget, this afternoon, Real Madrid welcomes Girona. And Real will be looking for revenge as the Catalan side beat them in their first encounter. Nice from Iniesta. Alba to midfield. Again, they have not made that daylight saving switch in Europe yet, so check in at 3:30 Eastern time for that. Knotted down by Adris. Alba intercepts. Rakitic draws the foul as he cuts inside. Ray, this team has now scored 74 goals this season. And they've hit the post 40 more times. Barcelona about to go unbeaten for its 36th straight to start the season, and going back to Luis Enrique's days. Iturraspe.
Well, there'll be questions for Valverde in the press conference, and what the hell happened in the second half? Because is it man management? Is it a question of athletic club just turning it round completely from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde? And some questions. It's strange that Barcelona has certainly been, for the vast majority of this second half, pinned back. It's seemingly a strange sort of response after going ahead 2-0. Certainly stretched out, but I don't know. Strange.
Marcos bends it around the defense, launched inside, but the pass from the flank behind Iñaki. So close for Saborit.
Mom.
Moments to remember. This might have been one. And Titi unsighting Iñaki a bit. Otherwise, he might have been able to react. Paulinho to Gomes. Tries to turn. The hands on the back and the whistle for the foul. Edge of the 18, flicked on. Nunez pushing forward, gets another chance. Into the middle for Garcia, now wide. Across and touch towards Ter Stegen, but reacts to deny Aduriz.
And PK coming in the nick of time.
Barca has to be a bit worried at the moment. Garcia in. Gomes heads it, but
second
right back.
half, the entire second half, there's been reason to be worried. And buying into the fact that it's all under control. This team's been allowed to come back into this game with real serious threat. And again, the lack of quality in the end, telling would have, should have been offside. The pole's not made anyhow if that header went in.
Kind of interesting. They're throwing the two centre backs forward.
Curious second half by anybody's standards.
Athletic.
In Barcelona, very, very good and highly intelligent group of players, but I'm not just sure if it's all been intentional handling that second half. But it doesn't matter. The damage is done. Another 3 points for Ernie Valverde against his old club. Magic Messi, magical Barcelona for 45 minutes at their scintillating best. Second half, I think they went to Moors.
Athletic out shooting Barca in the second half 9-5, but another clean sheet for Ter Stegen. Another win for Barcelona. Now 36 in a row without defeat. Lionel Messi with a set on the first, a goal on the second.